Hello everyone, welcome to Jodie's 9 Days at Halloween. Today is day 8 and we will be talking about the first Child's Play. Now Child's Play is directed by Tom Holland and stars Brad Dourif as Charles E. Ray, Chucky, Alex Vincent as Andy, Catherine Hicks as Karen Barkley, Chris Sarandon as a detective, and Dina Manoff as Maggie. So the film starts with scary music as we see shooting, and it really feels like we have the wrong film here. Like, what has this got to do with anything? One of the guys goes into a toy store and we don't know who they are. I guess one of them's Chucky though. So conveniently they go down a Chucky dolls aisle as they're shooting each other. And one shoots the other and threatens the other. And this is quite a boring start and it takes him ages to die. Eventually he transforms himself into the doll. And I really like this chant. He says the same chant as the one in Bride of Chucky. And we get a sort of black backstory of how Chucky ended up like he is. And the film is consistent and it has backstory, so maybe I'll actually enjoy it. So after the chanting, the place is on fire and the guy that shot the other is looking for him. And we get lots of panning shots of Chucky's face. So now the film has started properly and Andy is watching cartoons. He's dressed just like Chucky, which is strange, and he's making breakfast. He looks about 4 years old, so why is he making breakfast? He brings breakfast into his mum's room, Karen, and she's quite lazy. I mean, she shouldn't make Andy make the breakfast for them. Andy has to wake her up as well. Eventually she gets up and Andy opens his presents. He's disappointed he gets trousers, and Karen tells him to open his other presents, and he gets a good guy tool set, but he wants a doll. So Karen is at work and some weirdo is selling the doll. She buys it and it all seems really dodgy. Then we meet her boss, who is a bit of a dick and makes her work overtime on her son's birthday. We see Karen go home and give Andy his present of the doll, and Chucky blinks and talks. So Andy is playing with Chucky, who is watching TV, and Maggie takes her to bed. So it looks like the TV comes on its own and Chucky is watching the news. Maggie blames Andy and Andy tells her it's Chucky, but she doesn't believe him. And we get more panning shots of Chucky. It's like Annabelle with all the panning shots to the face. So Maggie is watching TV and reading in near to dark. I don't understand these films why nobody puts the lights on. It looks like the camera is showing from Chucky's point of view, and I like this. I don't like how dark the film is, and I can't see very much. So Maggie hears the sound and goes to investigate. The scene builds up tension that lasts a while, and we see her just looking around. Karen rings to see how everything is, and there's a mess on the kitchen floor. Maggie then tries to clean the mess, but Chucky spoils it again, and she checks around, but nothing's there. She turns around and Chucky puts a hammer through her face and she falls out the window. Karen goes home and there are people in the house. She's looking for Andy, who she finds. She's told Maggie is dead. The detective thinks it's Andy, but the shoes are too small. Karen then gets upset and makes everyone leave. Andy says it was Chucky's footprints, but no one believes him. Karen hears noise and checks on Andy, who is talking to Chucky. And wouldn't Chucky have flour or whatever on his shoes, but no one mentions it. So it looks like the next day and Andy is going to school, but he escapes. And there should be more rules at this school, like letting a child that young go out on his own. So he's on a train with Chucky, and no one is asked where he's going or is he with anybody. So they arrive at what looks like flats, and Chucky is gone. Away is the camera and Chucky run into the house. So we realise he's getting revenge on the person that killed him. The guy hears noise and gets up, as it looks like Chucky is setting the oven high to blow the house up. And he comes back and Chucky isn't there. The guy is shooting but nothing's there. Andy looks for Chucky and the oven continues. And I really like that he shot at the oven and then the oven just exploded the house. So we cut back to Karen, and school didn't tell her Andy wasn't there. Karen tells Andy he'll be taken away unless he tells the truth. But Chucky doesn't talk and Andy is taken away. And then she suddenly believes him, and she didn't before. She looks at the box and notices the batteries aren't even in. So Karen drops Chucky and he disappears under the sofa. She pulls him out and threatens fire, and he finally comes alive with his proper voice, beating at her with his tiny plastic fists that won't hurt. So she finally throws him off, and yet she chases him and he's gone. Karen tells the detective and he doesn't believe her, and yet he warns her but doesn't stop her. And she now has physical proof. It's not like she's crazy or anything. So surprised, she walks through a park at night on her own, and she goes back to the guy she bought the doll from, and he tries to mug her, and the detective comes and helps. So it gets the story tied in now, and it's really cool that we find out the detective killed the guy possessing the doll. He tries at home, but he wants to get rid of her, and she wants his help. He doesn't believe her. And only one person has been killed so far in this whole film. So we cut to the detective in his car listening to music, and Chucky kills him, except he doesn't actually kill him, but he tries to, and the detective's car goes out of control. I'm thinking, why doesn't he just stop the car and throw Chucky in the road and drive off? I mean, it's a doll. So Chucky gets out, and the detective is trying to shoot him. Karen goes to the house and sees pictures on the wall, and the detective comes and gives them information, but it's too late now because Chucky found the guy first. And I really like the voice of Chucky. I think it sounds really cool. We find out that Chucky wants to go into his own body, but the guy won't help him. So Chucky breaks his leg and wants to know how he gets back. And I don't like that he uses a voodoo doll. And we don't see how this guy can do this. I mean, he doesn't say or anything. And the guy just says he needs to kill the first person he told the secret to. So Chucky has to exchange his body with Andy to stop himself being a doll. The detective and woman find the guy's body, but he's alive. So basically they need to kill Chucky, and he sees Chucky in the cell that he's in. No one believes him, and yet again another film where the keys are like really accessible. So Chucky gets the keys and heads to where Andy is. Andy escapes, but Chucky finds him, and I mean that was fast. Chucky only just noticed where he was. Chucky kills the guy, so that's 2 now, and the detective is told what happens. Andy goes home, and Chucky gets into the house, and Andy hits him with a bat. The thunder effects look bad, they look really, really terrible, as Chucky starts chanting to get inside Andy's body properly. Chucky ends up being set on fire, the detective is injured, and the mom tries to sort him out, but Chucky's gone, burnt really, really bad, and yet he's still after Andy. So eventually his head gets shot off, and he's still alive, which I don't understand because we find out that he was more human now, so he would be dead, and the detective didn't really do anything. Okay guys, so this film was silly, and I went into it not expecting much, but I was surprised. I mean, it was predictable, but it was also entertaining, and we got backstory and plot. Everything tied in together. Chucky's voice is cool, everything about him is pretty good, but the people are stupid, and the kid is slightly annoying, and the mom really needs to look after him better. So I give this a 4 out of 5. I would watch it again, and I'm definitely looking forward to watching the rest of the sequels. Okay guys, so as always, comment your opinions below. Did you like Child's Play 1? Didn't you? And why? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. And come back tomorrow for the last day of Jodie's 9 Days of Halloween.